What really happened the moment Suga stepped back onto Korean soil? Was it just another celebrity arrival, or the beginning of something far bigger, something no one saw coming until it was already exploding across every screen, every feed, every heartbeat of the internet? Before you read further, ask yourself this. Are you ready to witness how one arrival turned into a digital storm that swallowed social media whole within minutes? Stay with this story, because the truth behind this moment might surprise you. And if you feel the impact, don't forget to join the conversation. Share your thoughts, leave a like, and subscribe for more stories that uncover the moments everyone is talking about but few truly understand. The air at the airport carried a tension that was almost cinematic, as if the world itself had paused in anticipation of a single figure emerging through the gates. Fans had been waiting for hours, their eyes glued to every movement, every hint of motion behind the sliding doors. It wasn't just excitement, it was something deeper, something emotional, almost electric. The return of a global icon is never ordinary, but this moment carried a weight that felt different, heavier, as if it marked a turning point not only for the artist himself but for the millions who follow his journey. When BTS first captured the world's attention, few could have predicted the scale of their influence. Yet here stood one of its most enigmatic members, returning not quietly, not subtly, but with an aura that seemed to command attention without even trying. Cameras flashed relentlessly as Suga appeared, his presence calm yet undeniably powerful. There was no dramatic gesture, no exaggerated expression, just a quiet confidence that somehow made the moment even louder. And then it happened. Within seconds of his appearance, social media platforms ignited. Hashtags surged to the top of global trends faster than most viral events could even begin to gather momentum. Fans posted clips, photos, reactions, each one adding fuel to a rapidly spreading wildfire of attention. The phrase "Aura Bintang" began circulating almost immediately, as if the internet itself had collectively agreed on how to describe what they were witnessing. But why did this moment hit so differently? What made this arrival resonate so deeply across continents and cultures? Part of the answer lies in the paradox that defines Suga himself. Known for his introspective lyrics and often reserved demeanor, he has always balanced intensity with subtlety. This duality creates a magnetic effect. People are drawn not only to what he shows, but to what he holds back. When he returned to Korea, that balance was on full display. There was no need for grand theatrics, because the narrative had already been written in the hearts of fans long before he even stepped off the plane. Observers quickly noted how the digital response wasn't limited to fans alone. Influencers, media outlets, and even casual observers found themselves pulled into the moment. Clips of his arrival were shared across platforms, analyzed frame by frame, discussed in comment sections that grew faster than anyone could track. It wasn't just a trending topic, it was a cultural event unfolding in real time. The speed at which the moment spread suggested something more than typical fandom enthusiasm. It hinted at a collective emotional connection that transcended language and geography. What makes this even more fascinating is how the narrative evolved within hours. Initial posts focused on the excitement of his return, but soon the conversation shifted. People began discussing his journey, his growth, the challenges he had faced, and the resilience he had shown. The story became layered, complex, almost like a living documentary written collaboratively by millions of voices. Each comment, each repost added a new perspective, turning a single moment into a multifaceted phenomenon. There was also an undeniable sense of anticipation woven into the reaction. Fans weren't just celebrating his return, they were speculating about what it meant. Was new music on the horizon? Would this mark the beginning of a new chapter for him as an artist? The questions multiplied, each one adding to the sense of mystery that surrounded the moment. And in that uncertainty, the excitement only grew stronger. Emotion played a central role in shaping the narrative. Videos captured fans in tears, their reactions raw and unfiltered. For many, this wasn't just about seeing a celebrity. It was about reconnecting with someone who had been a source of comfort, inspiration, and strength. In a world that often feels unpredictable and overwhelming, figures like Suga become anchors, symbols of perseverance and authenticity. His return, therefore, carried emotional significance that went far beyond the surface. The media, too, quickly recognized the magnitude of the event. Headlines began appearing across outlets. Each one: Arabic meme, Arabic het, Arabic Khalif, Arabic wow, Arabic lamb, Arabic tet merbuta, to capture the essence of what had happened. Yet many struggled to fully articulate it. How do you describe a moment that feels both intimate and global at the same time? How do you quantify the impact of a presence that resonates on such a deeply personal level for so many people? As the hours passed, the momentum showed no signs of slowing. If anything, it intensified. New angles of footage emerged, new interpretations surfaced, and the conversation continued to evolve. Analysts began discussing the mechanics behind the virality, pointing to factors such as timing, fan engagement, and the power of visual storytelling. But even the most detailed breakdowns couldn't fully explain the emotional core of the phenomenon. Perhaps that's the key to understanding it. Not everything can be reduced to data or strategy. Sometimes, moments resonate because they tap into something fundamentally human, a shared sense of connection, a collective emotional response that defies simple explanation. Suga's arrival in Korea became one of those moments, a reminder of how powerful a single presence can be in an interconnected world. And yet, beneath the spectacle, there was a quieter narrative unfolding. Observers noted the subtle expressions, the small gestures that hinted at something deeper. A brief glance, a slight smile, details that might seem insignificant at first but carried meaning for those who knew where to look. These nuances added another layer to the story, inviting fans to interpret and connect in their own ways. The concept of aura bintang itself became a topic of discussion. What does it mean to have such an aura? Is it something that can be cultivated, or is it an inherent quality that only a few possess? In Suga's case, it seemed to be a combination of both. Years of experience, artistic growth, and personal introspection had shaped him into an artist who could command attention without demanding it. His presence alone was enough to create waves, to spark conversations, to inspire reactions that echoed far beyond the moment itself. As night fell, the digital landscape remained alive with activity. Fans continued to share their thoughts, their emotions, their interpretations. The story refused to fade, refusing to be confined to a single news cycle. It lingered, evolving, growing, much like the artist at its center. And so, the question remains, was this simply a moment of celebrity return, or was it something more profound, a reflection of the unique bond between an artist and the world that watches him? The answer may lie not in the headlines or the metrics, but in the countless individual reactions that together formed a collective experience. If you followed this story to the end, you've witnessed more than just an arrival. You've seen how a single moment can ripple outward, touching lives in ways that are both visible and unseen. What do you think? Was this the beginning of a new chapter, or a reminder of the enduring power that Suga holds over the global stage?